Hey guys, it's me, Grimshell. God, that feels so stupid saying out loud. Anyways, I am doing a tier list of UTAUs. Mostly based off of ones that I like, but I'm also going to be considering the voice bank quality, how well I think they use, like how well they auto and how much you have to work to get them to sound good, and overall design. So a whole bunch of factors, but most of them will be considered. Alright. Let's get that ready. Okay. So first up we have Samura Tomi. This is probably one of those go-to banks because it's just that easy. But based off of my opinions and how I feel about it, I would probably pop her about... I really want to say S, but I'm not totally sure about that because I haven't used her in such a long time. Is it S or A? I'm gonna put her in A, mostly just because I haven't actually used her all that much, except in my earlier time. But, you know, I'm sure she's good. I don't really know too much about her though. Amane Luna. This one is mostly based off the fact that I have not really listened to her that much past 2009. Like, I got into her when I was first starting out into UTAU, when I was like a little boy in the middle school or something. But I've seen her voice bank used a couple of times, and they're pretty solid for an older bank. Not too many updates, but she's pretty solid, so I'm gonna go ahead and put her in a C tier. Mostly just because of her age and how old the voice bank has gotten. And the lack of work done with her lately. Maybe she'll get an update or something, and it'll be something solid. Alright, next up is Momo. Momo is just a solid... either a high C or a low B. Her voice banks aren't incredible, but dang it, she's a maid, and we all love that. Let's go B, like a low B. Low B. By the way, this one right here is supposed to be Ama, but this is a very poorly made tier list, I'm sorry. I just scrapped this together within 5 minutes. Next, Gekiyaku. This is another one of those go-to banks. This is a solid A bank. Very good, very versatile. Whisper Bank is my jam. Power, not so much, but other people seem to love it. Matsuri Popoyo. This one's gonna get a lot of people riled up, but I'm putting him in B, a very high B, just because I don't really like any of his banks besides Edge. There were a couple that kind of caught my eye back in the earlier days, but I don't know, I just stopped being interested in them. But let's put him right there. Hoshina Stella. Another UTAU that I would put around Luna. I'm not that into her voice bank, and the quality of it seems to be okay-ish. So that's a solid C right there. If I am right, Hoshi Suisha. Hoshi Suisa. Hoshi Suis. You know what? I can't pronounce it. But either way, she is basically like Meiji, but a lot more like a duck. Duck Meiji. More popular over in Japan than in the West. Or us overseas users, but she gets used and she's actually pretty solid. And from what I've heard, she might actually even have an easier voice bank than Meiji. So let's go for a... Dang, this is hard. I'm gonna put her a little bit lower than Pocoyo, actually. Ritsu. You know what, we're not even gonna discuss that. We're just gonna plop you right in the... right in the S tier, screw it. Ritsu's that go-to thing, you know? It's just that go-to. Sorry about that. Okay, I am back. Next up is Ron. Not too many people really seem to be loving him, at least in the overseas community. But I personally love him, and he got a new voice bank recently that I highly suggest, because it sounds pretty good. So, I can't, in all honesty, put him in A tier, but I'd put him around the same level as Momo. That seemed like a pretty fair place for him. And well, you know what? We also ship him the Poyo, so you know what? Whatever to that. Hakupo. He's such a weird thing. He's so much more loved in Japan, but he has such a big presence in the overseas community, but it's just so unsaid. He's like that unsung hero that we just love. Or at the very least, I do. So, but besides popularity and how good his design is, his quality of his voice banks are actually pretty good. I would say they're a bit choppier, and getting the right resampler is very key, as I have used him, and the only one that really seems to make him sound that excelente sound is W4U. So yeah, I'm gonna put him in right next to Suisho. Renri. Again, we're just gonna go ahead and put you right there. I don't even like Renri that much. Personally, I do not care for her voice bank. It sounds cool and it's pretty, but it doesn't have very much character in my opinion. But I've used her voice bank and the quality is just astonishingly good. The only reason why I don't actually use her is because there's so many pitches and so many tones. Like, when your only drawback is like you give too many options, then you know you're doing something right. Shu. The singing frickin' Shu. This is another one I'm pretty sure people are gonna hate me for, but I don't like him. Not because his voice bank's bad, or at least it doesn't sound bad, it's that it hates me. Shu hates my tuning, and I cannot figure out why. So I'm just gonna pop you right there. Sorry, Shu, everyone else can love you, but not me. Mizuki Zuiga. He was so much more popular when he first came out, but I don't know why people stopped using him. His voice bank's honestly incredible. Like, it's genuinely incredible. Whoever made it really knew what they were doing, because he just does everything well. And that's saying a lot, because at first I hated him. Like, I hated his normal voice bank to hell and back. But then the Edge and Light came out and I was like, yes, this is it. This is the one. So we're just gonna put you... God, I really want to put you in S so bad. But... dang it, this is hard. Yeah, I'm going for S. It's so good. Mary. Kohaku Mary. The Clownfish. Again, incredible voice bank, versatile, always ready to use, go-to bank, everyone loves it, I love it. She's perfect. God dang it, I forgot your last name. Saul. Shion Saul, there we go. He seems to be pretty cool. I like his virus voice thing, that's cool. But I don't really ever use it personally just cause I'm not that interested in his character. Yes, I still care a lot about the characters themselves because, you know, when you first start Vocaloiding, you just love the characters at first. But you can't deny quality, so he goes right up here in higher B. Here we go, I gotta pronounce this. Chadaman, or Chieroman. I can't pronounce her voice bank, I don't know much about her, but her voice bank seems to be pretty solid, and from what I have heard of her, it's pretty nice. So I'm gonna put her in a similar area to Suiso and Hakuto. Mostly because I think there's a producer in Japan that uses these three, and with conjunction with Meiji and Yui a lot. Kankoku, I think that's their name. Either way, they make some great PVs and I love their art. Kreisha. Love her. She is... Well, this is a little bit biased, but like, I just love her design so much. I don't know what it is about the little pink highlight and the blue, but it's cute. And the voice banks are honestly quite amazing. Really loved the Astra Bank. So I'm gonna put you in the A. Maybe a lower A just because I haven't touched them all that much, but I just like, look at her, she's cute. She's cute, I love it. Next up is Sekiga Yuma. Yeah, I'd say he's probably a high B, low A, maybe even just a flat out A. Yeah, I'd say he's good. From what I've seen, his voice bank's solid, but it's not too much for me to say about him. Kurobosu. Rev loves him, but yeah, his voice bank's okay-ish. I'm gonna put him in a high C. It's cool. Matsuda Popoine. Ugh, I need to go back to Japanese class, bro. Very hard to use, but very good results. She got a new voice thing, like ice or something, and it's incredibly soft. And I've been thinking about pairing it with their flower bank to do something cool with, but I'm not totally sure yet. But either way, I personally love her a lot. I'd say her quality's around the same as Ron's. So, moving on is Ruto. You know, I'm pretty sure it speaks for itself, honestly. Ruto is pretty good. I'd say it's not quite as good as Mary, but she's always pretty solid, and I can't argue with quality. Meiji's so confusing, man. Has anyone else ever noticed how popular she got out of nowhere? Like, I've seen Vocaloid sites, and they just won't even acknowledge any UTAU, besides like maybe Tato sometimes. But then Meiji just gets praised. Like, people that don't even like Vocaloid love Meiji, and it's crazy. But her voice bank, it has good results. This is gonna happen, but it's not easy. It's glitchy. The Foco. I love her. This is just a personal bias, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree with me on this. Like, she's just so quirky. Like, you just love her. She's quirky. Quirky. Alright, the face is cut off, but this is Amaga Elu. Very particularly popular in Japan again. Very clean, crisp voice bank. incredibly old UTAU actually, as I found out. But one of the UTAUs that started out kind of like any other one that came out from the early 2008 and actually became kind of well popular. And for a good reason. Good quality, cute character, overall pretty easy to use. Yeah, she's pretty good. Yufu Seka. One of the few old UTAUs with older voice banks that just maintains themselves. Like, I don't know, everyone just seems to love it, but you know, I kinda do now. Very notable for having a very soft voice bank, and back in the earlier days, one of the few soft banks that UTAU did not destroy. So, her quality is pretty maintained. She's pretty good so far. But in my personal opinion, just because of how dated she is, not the greatest bank. So, I'm gonna pop you right there in front of shoot. That's not looking a good place. Soten Rope. You know what? I'll just put it in the video. Edit it and screw it. Anywho, I love him. He's great. His voice banks are solid. I think his creator is Text to Death. Yeah. He's on SoundCloud. I like his work. So I'll pop him right about there. Well, yeah, he's probably a little bit easier. He's in Hakubo. Maiko, the Screamo one. That's literally what it is. I can't describe really can't describe anything else about her besides that she does Screamo. Again, voice bank is kinda not my thing. It seems a little bit low quality, but you get some fun results out of it. So I'm gonna put you in C. A little bit low at Kurobo's. Oh. We gotta repeat, kids. We gotta repeat. Ignore these two. Sora de Natsu. One of my personal favorite female voice banks. Very versatile. The Estelle Bank, the Blood Moon, and my personal favorite was Radiant. I love this design to pieces. Can't see it because tiermaker is weird. But amazing voice bank. Incredible, I would say a high A. Darling. Not too much to say besides the creator is Korean, so that's kind of fun, I guess. Solid B. Yeah, about here. Galvin, creator is Steel. Very realistic voice bank, but not my cup of tea, really. Not my cup of tea. About there. There we go. Ham, H-A-M, as in the flippin' food ham. Lots of people love him, but he's okay. I'm not crazy for him. Anna Nui. Lots of voice banks. You know what? I don't even really like her that much, but her creator definitely loves her. A lot of designs, a lot of love and care, a lot of pitches. I think there's one with like 30 pitches. So she's very much the closest we're ever gonna get to like a company high quality, high class top. So I'm gonna pop her in high B. Mostly just because she's not A and is because of my personal preferences. Akito. No one knows about him, but he is pretty much just a deeper version of Mizuki. And This is personal bias, honestly. I'm sorry, but he's gonna go right next to Mizuki. Haruka Nana, older voice bank, Utaite bank. Wish he'd get a multi-pitch. I'd probably say about same quality as Momo or Yusaka. Taito, the quality of her bank is gonna go in like high C, but the character itself is like an A. So personal preferences is gonna pop you somewhere in a B. So dang, bro, this is hard. Tail is hard. This would be easier if they gave her a multi-pitch. Or gave her some kind of update. I swear, they can give her an English bank, but they can't give her, like, a multi-pitch or a multi-expression, I swear. This is so hard. Low B, that's like a pretty fair place. Sukone Tai, for Tay. I honestly love her because my name's also Tay. Well, my real life name anyways. Her voice banks are actually incredibly good. They're a little dated now, but the CVVC, surprisingly, is just incredibly good. And if you pair it with the VCV, it makes some amazingly good sounds, so I'm gonna pop her right in A. Out of mostly personal preferences too. Narrow go on. I'm gonna put you in C. No real reason, just think you're a C. LaRue. Name reminds me of that song about bulletproofness from like 2012. Anyways, he is one of the few furry UTAUs that, well, I guess scaly. Bro, what do sharks even count as? I don't know. Anyways, he's anthropomorphic and his voice bank is incredibly well made. I would put him in the A tier. I know Hate or Hate. Her voice bank's pretty okay. Character is okay. Everything about it just seems to be pretty okay. So I'm gonna put you at a high C. And again, another repeat. Man, I really should go through this again. Anywho, Yokune Ruko. I mean, if you've seen what I do on my account, you know what this is. You know. You just know. The real ones know. Dang it. I'm forgetting your name. Dang it. You know what? I'm gonna come back to you. You know what? No. I know who you are, I just forgot your name. Anyways, whatever. I'll put it in the screen later. Let you go there. Rook. Voice bank is actually incredibly easy to use. The results may vary. He definitely has a glass ceiling for how good he can be. But it's pretty solid either way. His newer voice bank that came out, I think, a couple of months ago is basically just an update for his last VCV, and it's good. It's a lot more expressive, and it made it even easier. Sorry about that again. Like I said, this video is going to be in parts because my recorder is lame. Anyways, out of personal preference and ease, he's going to go in a low B. A little bit higher than Taito. There we go. Oof. I need to make sure I go through this again because this is a repeat. Anyways, almost done. Miko Ooka. or Oka. Really want to use her, have voice banks and songs and everything that I really want to do with her. Everything's solid. She's just an overall fairly strong UTAU. I would put her around the same place as Hakuto, maybe a little bit higher or lower. Yeah, I'd say just because of E, she's probably a little bit higher. Alice 16. I love her English, so I'm gonna put you in the A just cause the quality is pretty good. Fuki, Del Fuki or something. Damn it. Good UTAU. More popular over in Japan again. Every use I've ever seen of him is pretty strong, so I would say he is I'd say A tier. Karasu. My mind blanks. Anyways, and put you at about a B. Around the same place as Darling and Rope. Celeste. Very high quality. Not my cup of tea personally, but like I said, quality don't lie. So I put you around here. Incredibly realistic voice bank too. Iku, get away from me, I hate it. I'm sorry you guys, but hentai is not my thing. Alright, I think that concludes my list, because the rest of this is just repeats. Because I don't know what I am doing. There's also Ama. Alright. Ama, I'm just gonna make this fast, is a solid B. Yeah, I swear I didn't miss a T into this, but I can't see her. Oh well. Oh, here she is. Life is hard, kids. Life is hard. Miss Atia. Can I grab you? Okay. And you are A tier, right? Not much to say about that. Alrighty then. So I think this is a pretty good definitive of my tiering for UTAUs based off a bunch of stuff. Yeah.